We have breaking news just in. Congressman Eric Swalwell is suspending his campaign for California governor as he faces allegations of sexual assault. He made the announcement minutes ago on X, writing, quote, "I am suspending my campaign for governor. To my family, staff, friends, and supporters, I'm deeply sorry for mistakes in judgment I've made in my past. I will fight the serious false allegations that have been made, but that's my fight, not a campaign's." Well, clearly, the bottom fell out, and it was unsustainable for him to stay in the race. But he's motioning, he's staying in Congress, and he is going to fight these allegations.
Yeah, and we've been hearing from, I think, a lot of Democrats who have talked about the importance of walking the talk, right? And I think there has been like a sea change in this country about believing victims. And, you know, Eric Swalwell has even himself come out in the past and talked about the importance of believing victims when they come forward with their stories. And I think given the context of what has happened in this country on the Epstein files and the seriousness of the allegations and the leaders of the Democratic Party who've called on him to step aside, there was no way for him to sustain this campaign. And I think it'll be very interesting, again, because you have a president in this country who has been accused of sexual misconduct for years, and he's always brushed it off. And I think it's always been important for Democrats that they walk the talk and they actually back up when they say the importance of believing victims and trying to get to the bottom of allegations like these. So
the whole thing just makes me very sad. Yeah. Honestly, I feel very sad for the victims, that they've felt the need to come forward publicly. I think the fact that they haven't come forward publicly until now, I mean, even under cloak of anonymity, tells you how much is at risk for women who are put in this position, as these women alleged to have been. So the whole thing just makes me very sad. And I don't know. I hope that those who have been hurt, if indeed these allegations are true, get some sense of closure from all of this.
Yeah, I agree with your point entirely, Eamon, about just in this moment with the Epstein files and the fact that Swalwell and so many others have spoken out in support of the survivors. Yeah. The right thing for this Congress to do is to listen to survivors, to believe women and vulnerable people. And I think we'll find out pretty quickly, starting tomorrow, where things are headed on Capitol Hill here for him, but also 3 other members of Congress who are facing serious allegations of different nature. There you see them right there. Yeah, Corey Mills, Tony Gonzalez, Sheila McCormick there. Hers is of a financial nature, not a sexual assault or sexual-related crime. But I think at this point, so many voters in the country right now are just sort of disgusted with the lack of accountability. Yeah. And they want to see action. And it really doesn't matter so much if there's a D or an R in front of your name. I think people want to move forward, and they want fighters, but they want fighters with credibility, with honesty, and who treat the people around them with respect.
Well, and hopefully this moment is going to open up the floodgates when it comes to what have taxpayers been funding victims of congressional misconduct over so many years. Open up the vault, all settlements over many, many years. Let the public see, let the public know what money they paid out. We had 2 very different interactions with members of Congress from the Democratic Party, 2 women, Pramila Jayapal and Madeleine Dean, over this weekend, and they both had different answers as to whether or not Eric Swalwell should be expelled from Congress, right? And Madeleine Dean's viewpoint, Congressman Dean's viewpoint was, let the process play out. He has a right to defend himself, and if that concludes with an expulsion, so be it. It was interesting to hear Congresswoman Jayapal say he should be expelled, or that she would vote for him to be expelled along with Tony Gonzalez. And you brought up a really interesting point about the political calculation in all of this, because it's a razor-thin margin in Congress. And, of course, this is not a calculation that should be made when you are pursuing justice on behalf of victims.
But it has to be a factor for these politicians, right?
Exactly. So that's what I was going to say. It has to be a factor for how the Democratic Party, as well as the Republican Party, looks at these allegations and looks at which member of Congress they can dispense with while protecting their control over
right,
this
because
Congress.
we'll have to see. I mean, even though there are 2 from each party right now, 2 of them are from the same state, which is controlled by a Republican, and so we'll have to see. You know, like, are they? If there are expulsions, will there be special elections? And if there is a concern about how the special elections would go, or if they would be slow walked in different states, how that would affect the calculus. I wish that wasn't a factor, but it will be. Yeah.